Welcome to another AskReddit story. It's your boy Mr. Great Story, and I have something to confess. My girlfriend chose this topic. While we were going through it, we had a big laugh together. It is very exciting, and I'm sure especially ladies will agree. Get comfortable, enjoy it, and subscribe to get your daily dose. What are some guy secrets girls don't know about? No matter how you shake and dance, the last two drops go in your pants. As a favor, I worked on a girl's car one time and got pretty dirty. Afterward, she asked me if I wanted to come inside and take a shower. I told her no, because I hadn't brought any clean clothes to put on after the shower. She just kinda giggled. Yeah, us guys aren't exactly too bright when it comes to reading between the lines. How many nights have you laid awake replaying this what if in your mind? I've lost count. Many men have anxiety and or depression, but we will not talk about, and will get moderately annoyed at you for bringing it up. Holy shit, this got gold. Thank you, kind stranger. I remember when I thought this was a successful post, when it had only like 30 upvotes. A lot of women don't understand that it takes us a lot longer to figure out how we feel about something than most women. Give us time to process, and we'll bring it up if and when we want to talk about it. But don't try to push us to be emotional, since most men aren't as driven by feelings as most women. Sometimes we pee on the poo stains in the toilet because we are too lazy to use the scrub. Sometimes we don't talk to people cause we don't want to intimidate them. I might see a girl with a cool shirt on, but I don't want to make her think I'm coming on to her or something. Rather than freak her out that a 6'6" guy thinks she looks good today, I just leave her alone. Especially if we are on an elevator or something where she can't leave, if she actually is uncomfortable. If a guy told me that on my way out of the elevator and explained why he didn't say it while we were still in, I definitely think that's adorable. May even want to see him again. You have no idea how much women appreciate it when men understand how complicated and unsafe the world feels for women a lot of the time. We get raped too. I can confirm I was molested by a neighbor's babysitter, 15F, when I was 7. I was 11. She was 22. I was drinking with college guys on spring break. They told her to take my V card. I was 100% willing, even though she took advantage of an 11-year-old. I told them all I was 15. Sex isn't all we want in a relationship. I'd rather be with someone who understands me, but only does it once in a while than someone whom I have sex with every day, but don't connect with emotionally and mentally. Some of us are into things like cooking, cleaning, makeup, fashion, etc. It doesn't necessarily mean we are gay. Please don't tell us to man up. A lot of us were constantly told that growing up, whenever we tried to express ourselves, so you saying it will often bring up bad memories. Men can be abused. Men can be raped. Men also tend to be more suicidal because society tells us we are weak if we try to discuss these things. No, we don't enjoy being raped by a hot girl, and we often don't talk about it because people will often straight up tell us we are lying about it if we do. If we haven't carried in all the shopping in one go, we haven't done it right. I don't know if other guys feel this too, but I'm always afraid of accidentally making women feel uncomfortable in my presence. For example, when I happen to walk in the same direction as a woman in front of me for a while, and I'm not even interested in women in the first place. This is me, all the time. I'm brown, not small, and I live in a big city, where women are on high alert all the time. So I go out of my way to slow down or speed up when walking in proximity to a woman and we are both alone. My wife, mother, and sister have made me aware of my male privilege, and it's all I can think about sometimes, that I might be making someone scared just by being there. I'm not afraid of repercussions for myself, I just never want to make people feel that way. I realized my smiling only helps sometimes, and speaking to them without being spoken to first is jarring sometimes. And it's not all women, but it's clear that most women will never ever feel comfortable in the presence of a man they don't know on the street. No exceptions. I'm sorry that the world is shitty, and that women are often victims of circumstances they don't control. I'm trying, ladies. And I always will interject when a panhandler gets aggressive or lets you know when your bag is hanging open. I don't know the solution for this, but I'm hyper aware of it, and I hope one day the world is safe for everyone, not just me. My dad served in the Pacific during WW2. A kid from the Bronx. He had never been out of the Bronx in his entire life. Then he got sent to New Guinea. Decades later, as he lay dying in the hospital bed, he told us, as his young friends were being slaughtered by other young men, just before they died, they always cried for their mothers, never for their fathers, always for their mothers. He said, they were just kids being slaughtered by other kids. And then they died, in his arms. Their last words were always, "Where is my mother? Where is my mother? Where is my mother?" Never for their fathers. That affected him for his entire life. And Dad lived a long time. He was the lucky one. My dad fought in WWII on the European front, and said the same guys would always cry out for their mothers. He reinforced how important it was to be gentle and nurturing to a boy. If you compliment my appearance, I will probably remember forever. I still remember when a girl in college told me I looked nice with my beard when I first grew it out. I've had a beard ever since. I'm a woman. In college, I complimented this random guy in line for coffee that he smelled really nice. It wasn't a pickup line or anything, I just enjoyed complimenting people. About a year later we ended up having a class together, and I didn't recognize him at all. He came up to me and thanked me again for the compliment I gave him a year ago, and said he hasn't forgotten about how nice that was for a stranger to be so upfront and to compliment him. We'll be married for 7 years in June. Edit. Thank you for my first medal. I love sharing this story. Keep complimenting people, no matter their gender. You are a spark in a world of dry tinder. A lot of porn is really weird. Just because we watched a video about banging a stepsister while her head was stuck in the dryer doesn't mean that's some sort of weird fantasy. The girl just looked good in the thumbnail. After a shower, we have no problem drying our balls and face with the same towel. Most of the time we try to dry the face first, then the sack. But sometimes we have to go back to the face. We just hope we use an uncontaminated part of the towel. Edit. Uncontaminated. My balls are clean after a shower. Just, you know, wiping the balls then wiping my face is just kind of, yay. And then by the next day the towel forgets and it resets. As an older man, we don't expect you to look like a supermodel as we age together. Yes, at times I do see you as I did 30 years ago, and every wrinkle and flaw disappear. Yes, there are times I see every wrinkle and flaw, and know how you got every one of them. They are beautiful too. I'm secretly an emotional wreck. I just hide it. This might be the truest thing in this entire thread. We guys just don't vent. I had one of my closest friends have an emotional breakdown with me after he broke up with his girlfriend, and that just made me realize that I also carry all the shit he just blurted out, and I'm pretty sure most, if not all of us do. We just hide it extremely deep, cause society has taught us that we just put up with the shit and move on. That's the manly way of doing things. It's not uncommon for us to genuinely think you're beautiful without any makeup. People always think that it is very lady to say a woman is beautiful without makeup. Of course, every woman can look better with a really well done makeup. Seeing a woman without it though just feels natural, and maybe it's like primal or something, but it's like on another plane of attractiveness. It's hard to explain. Your chances of getting what you want out of us are infinitely higher if you tell us directly. I can vouch for this. I was upset with myself for not picking up what I thought were clear hints when he responded frustrated with, "I don't understand hints, just tell me what you want, woman." He really helped me communicate better. I don't know why we grow up thinking we can't directly ask for things. This comment will be buried, but those perfectly round toilets suck. It's super annoying when your junk touches the inside of the toilet bowl. The oval toilets like in most public toilets are much better. Fucking fact, man. I hate the circle toilets. I just spent the last hour shouting all of these to my husband in the other room, and him replying, "Yep," when I told mine the title. He said, "We've all tried that one thing." Took a couple of hours, but I finally came across it a few posts up. Bunch of snitches in this thread. At least they didn't disclose any of the serious stuff, like stuff about that meeting we all have once a year. We don't talk about that. SHHH. You are saying too much. We don't care how popular or unpopular you are with other women. So it shouldn't factor into how you value yourself when dating. Edit. Thanks for the gold internet stranger. When people come crying to us, our first inclination is to fix the problem. Since this is often not possible, lead with something along the lines of "Can I vent for a minute?" or anything that signals to us this is just a time for active listening rather than a problem solving session. When we want to be alone, it's not that we don't want to be around you, it's that we don't want to be around anyone for a bit. If we tie down anything in the back of a pickup truck or trailer, it's physically impossible for us not to stand back and say that's not going anywhere. This is shockingly accurate. Might even be accompanied by shaking the object a bit and looking at your friend for confirmation that he also saw how much it's not going anywhere. Edit. Silver? Thank you so much. There is no amount of hot sex that will stop us from masturbating as soon as we are alone. It's 2 separate releases and you just filled up the spank bank. We really do think your hair is good. It looked good before and after you got a haircut. It looked good curly and it looked good straight. It looked good when you woke up and when you made it. As long as it's shaped like the hair we gave girls on stick figures when we were 5 years old, we think it looks good. I wish more girls understood that. My hair is a mess, I know it is, and I think that's fucking adorable. PLS just be cute! 2 exclamation point. Seriously, I don't think girls really know how good they look with messy hair. Oftentimes, we genuinely don't care where we go to eat because we are just hungry and want food. Any food. As long as you eat some too. Edit. I'm glad someone liked my toilet comment enough to give me gold. I promise to use this responsibly. Ladies, you need to slap us across the face and yell "fuck me now" at the top of your lungs in order for us to get a hint. Edit. No, I don't encourage violence. But writing ladies, exclaim in a clear and calm voice, "Sir, would you want to engage in sexual intercourse? I have a brochure with precoital activities we can amuse ourselves with, just doesn't have that comedic punch to it. Jesus loves some of you guys more than others." The nod. When you see a guy you don't know, or kind of know, but don't really know well enough to talk to walks by, you give a subtle nod of your head, which they return. I talked to my wife about it, and she confirms that women do not do this, but that they sometimes smile instead. Edit. Because it keeps coming up, some girls also give the nod. Typically, an up nod is for your friends, and a down nod is for strangers or less than friends. This could subconsciously have to do with a baring or hiding of the throat. Thanks, everyone, for the comments. Edit 2. Some women nod also. I have been told no need to add another identical comment. Every guy has, at one point, used their erection to hold up a towel upon exiting the shower with an unwanted erection. We desperately want you to toss us things instead of just handing them to us. When I asked my husband for confirmation on this, he said, yay, it's fun to catch things. I had a girl tell me that my haircut looked nice. I've kept that same haircut for 4 years since then. Dude, I got a compliment about some shorts I was wearing that I was unsure if they looked good or not. Those are now my favorite shorts. 15 years later, I'd really like my husband to stop wearing the first shirt I ever complimented him on. It's too small and has holes in it, but I can throw it away and he always finds it. We can't move our penis without closing our butthole. Edit. Thanks for all the silver and gold. This is really blowing up. You just made men all over the internet clench their ass. That's a power you can't buy. Just because we're in the shower for an abnormally long time doesn't mean we are jerking off. Guys like to have long hot showers too, you know. Guys also like to be walked up to and asked out. My current girlfriend, soon to be fiancé, asked me out. We worked at the same company and she just came up to me and said, "Hey Just Berger, I think you and I should go get dinner tonight." I asked her who else was going and she said, "I think it'd be nice if it were just you and me." So yay, that was pretty cool. If you have a son, don't rush into his room and demand that he get up immediately to do chores or some shit. He definitely has morning wood and would appreciate not needing to hide a boner from his mom. Give him like 5 minutes. I cannot stress this enough. Do you know how awkward it is to have your mum wake you up and tell you to get straight out of bed to do something? Let me deal with my pitched tent before I get out of bed, please. I was sick when I was in my early teens maybe, and some of my neighbors and a couple of other girls that I was friends with in the area stopped by to see how I was because I had been down and out for a few days. I'm in my room with all the curtains drawn feeling like I'm dying and under like 3 thick blankets. My mom thinks, let's let them in and they can see for themselves. She lets them into my room and tries to tell me to get up, that I have company. When I just grunt dismissively, she grabs the covers and rip them back so I can't try to roll over and bury myself in them. Thankfully I had a shirt and pajama bottoms on, but I can never understand her thought process after all these years as to why she thought that was a good idea. Just because I got pee on the wall doesn't mean I'm being lazy. It's because it decided to come out a different direction than where the hose was pointed. Edit. Just to clarify, I did clean it up. But at 6 in the morning sometimes you miss a spot. It's not that we can't take hints, we are just afraid of looking too far into something. If someone is flirting with me, I have the dilemma of, is she actually into me, or is this just how her personality is? There is an unwritten rule of bathroom urinal etiquette that is never taught to young men, but is somehow universally known. When a man enters a public restroom to pee in the urinal, he is to occupy every other available urinal from other urinating men, meaning the prime peeing positions are in urinals 1, 3, and 5 if that is available to, and 4 should only be occupied if there are no other choices. Thank you for watching. Tell me which one was your favorite. Like, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. The next video will be even more interesting. You are a legend.